Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Alright. We are back, and this is going to be probably the last recording for today. Unless I decide to do something crazy later, like that Revolution video. A lot of people thought that was crazy. Especially the people on the forums. You guys are fucking awesome for always checking it out. And it's always funny to hear you guys say that I'm fucking crazy, because I am. Just 1 second. Okay. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much, even if I wanted. Even if I wanted. That's right. You shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decided to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with us both. Oh no, wrong thing. Excuses, Miss Classer. Has had plenty of time to deal with her report. And we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making a festival. But you refused to commit yourself to making this festival a success. Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if I don't have time for this right now. No matter what I do, it will mean being drawn into a confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. Just go away. Turn my back to them. Lily, class is going to be starting soon, so we can talk more later. I'll tell Hanako you were looking for her. I can feel Shizune freezing. Maybe this is the first time she has ever been ignored in such a blunt matter. Thank you, Sal. I'll leave now then. She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week, and turns on her heels to make it her exit. As soon as Lily walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Shizune. I can feel her eyes burning into my back. I can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious. I keep expecting Misha to say something to alleviate the tension, but it really is wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune's footsteps as she marches out of the room. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. Ugh. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do, despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital. But I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. Clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. Teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes. Instead of opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book, the rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. Start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, even though they were right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while reviewing what we covered in class today. Prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowdings in the hallways. I notice Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. It's just... Maybe there is a pent-up anger in there. Misha's trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. Put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks so like serious business. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then, on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job, and she ain't even getting paid. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished and the girls sit down on their seats again. I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk looking exhausted. I'll use the opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit without getting roped into the student council thing again, though I suspect that door is now closed for me. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Did the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously? Whenever I see people idling around before the and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune scoffs at me first as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course, we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. We would shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festival were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws, think that was encumbrances. No, nothing that might make the festival short of perfect. Shizune's passionate speech and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting of them. Oh, hello. I have you in my sights. Just be bootleg about it. Should be like, I have you in my sights. Hell no. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her probingly? Yeah, probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she's showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike for Lily. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, haven't seen Satao. She came by in the mornings, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she is intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It is a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? Oh, hold on. My eye itches. Damn it. Oh. Okay, we're good. If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival projects, but who knows where that woman is loitering at. Hey, that's rude as fuck. You need to find her? She was looking for you in the morning, but I guess you have missed each other. She waits a little without answering the simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question. Yeah, I can come with you, if it's okay. Hanako nods fractionally, still on guard, her shoulders stiff like wood. I get the feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself after all, but it's too late to back off now. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly, one that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. Kind of understand why she always seems to be so wary, or maybe more like why there could be a person like her. I still have no idea how I should act around such a person. It's dinner time soon. Were you planning to eat with Lily? She nods slightly. She must have been trying to get in the cafeteria. Well, there's something of a dinner crowd. Just like the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad because dinner time is longer than lunch hour. but I can understand why Hanako could be discouraged from going in. Pick up my bag and we take our leave. Hanako skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I slow down to match her speed. It doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace down the hallway. She always looks like she's so fucking mad when she puts on that face. Just mad. Gonna fucking sock you in the fucking forehead. It does. It looks like she's so mad that she's ready to sock somebody in the throat. It almost feels like we're going for a stroll together, something that I can't say I've really done before with a girl. Good job for letting that be known. Hanako doesn't seem to be thinking the same thing, though. Even though we are walking at the same pace, she never comes within arm's reach of me. I guess she's still a little uncomfortable around me, given how shy she is. There doesn't seem to be much helping it, at least for now. By the time we arrive at the cafeteria, there is not much of a crowd there, but Lily is nowhere to be seen. Hanako's head sinks even lower than usual. Have you looked somewhere else already? Just at the library. I was reading. So she does spend the classes she skips at the library. Not exactly a thorough search then. Well, if I had to guess, she'd be in her own class like Shizune said, right? Right. With the slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning. God, she's being so awkward. Dude, it's a school for disabled. It's a school for the disabled. I wouldn't expect anything to be, perfect. It's like I need double-layered silk gloves with padding to even begin interacting with her. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It isn't hard to tell that the silence between us is hovering on the edge of both of our minds. So you and Lily usually hang out together after class, right? Yes. I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. That much was rather obvious after all. Oh, hold up. Excuse me. She doesn't seem like the type to cultivate a social circle either, so I suspect that Lily may well be her only friend. Must be a pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech, Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and short as possible. Lily comes by the classroom, though, even when she's busy. She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out of her way to help her. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more, both of us content that the discussion has reached an end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. Gonna lag the computer. Well, actually, probably not that much since she's on the side and not dead fucking center. They seem to be keeping it mostly to themselves, but before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved around behind me. Yeah, you alright? Just keep going. Students pass us without as much as a second glance, and Hanako takes up position to my side again. As we enter the building, her momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I've ever known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of other people. Ugh, 1 second. If it weren't for Lily acting as a mediator, I doubt Hanako would have even been able to walk beside me like this. She seems to completely shut down in the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in strained silence while I rue her inability to socialize at all. As we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first, then come to me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the two of us reach the door of Class 3-2, with Hanako less than subtly positioning herself behind me. I open the door. Inside is a hive of activities, seemingly every student in the class talking at once as they work hurriedly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, and banners being made, it must be for the upcoming school festival. Guess my first priority should be finding Lily. Ugh. There. Finding her among the din is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. With a couple of students gathered around her as she stands at the front of the class, she seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Carefully negotiating a path through the various students hunched over the floor for lack of desk space, I raise a hand entirely out of the habit as we finally reach Lily. Hi, Lily. She perks her head up as she breaks off talking to the noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best she can. Sorry, who? Sorry, Hisao. I have Hanako too. Hi. She's pretty skittish considering the number of people around. It isn't too hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other student again. For the moment, just to ask Mariah for his advice. Kenji's busy with painting one of the banners already. A quick nod and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall's face for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That Kenji? Please no. I quickly turn about, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in the corner of the room, Kenji's hunched over a sheet of cloth as he paints it. His eyes remain only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he had to be to make out my face when I met him. Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand. That's right. Class 3-2 was specially for students with poor vision. Preparing for the festival must be pretty arduous, I think. Yeah, I think for them. Ugh. Need a hand? I could give you a help if you need some. Maybe Nako could too. Just to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods in affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gives a noticeable sigh of relief. That's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help. Kenji? Sure. She seems surprised that I know him. Can't really blame her. I take it you've met? Our rooms in the dorm are right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really. Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast. Friend? I was about to say him. Friend? Nah. I wonder if there's the right word to use for him. I like to see him as a accidental acquaintance. Hanako's silence during the proceedings reminds me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. We'll go help him then. He knows what he's doing, right? That's right. Just ask if you have any problems. Chorusing in assent, Hanako and I begin another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him. Shh. Just grab that fan, hit him over the head with it. It'll all be okay. Everyone in this class is partially or fully blind. Nobody will notice a thing. Hey, Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging his paint-soaked brush along the large, half-painted kanji that's stretched on the sheet in pencil. Kenji? Huh? What? Who is it? If this is the way he treats class members, it's no small wonder he's working on this alone. Need to stop doing that. It's me, Hisao from the... Right. I know that, man. What are you doing here, though? His dismissive attitude annoys me. He must be the type to really get focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's here. I was going to help with the banner, Hanako and I, that is. Hello. Oh, hey, I guess that's okay. As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his demeanor takes a complete about face. His sudden fox hospitality is slightly unsettling. Alright, women, on second thought, this may not have been a great idea after all. God, you... Yeah, this is definitely going to lag now. Now there's two people just center screen, just right there. This is definitely good. Yep, there goes my frames, dropping ever so slightly. Hanako and I grudgingly set ourselves down on the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, noting the several small paint tins on the ground around it. Class 3-2, noodle stall. You guys selling noodles at the festival on Sunday? Yeah, some stalls outside or something. Or something. His non-committal nature sparks a fair amount of suspicion on my behalf. Task at hand comes first, though. So, how do you want to split this? We do the borders while you do the text, or do you want to switch and do the borders? Text is mine. You do borders. Don't have to be so angry about it, man. He has surprisingly strong feelings on the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, I notice Hanako already debating between colors to use. By the time I've put a brush to cloth, she's already started on a delicate pattern. Looks like my idea on taking her mind off everyone around her worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's working to lean towards me and whisper conspiratorially, though. Oh god, here we go again. Okay, man, why are you here? Hanako just wanted some help to find Lily, that's all. He apparently disapproves of my motivations. I get it. Looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Going deep undercover. No! Should have guessed. Letting the truth slip by him would probably be better than outright lying or annoying him in any case. Is that why you're here? Obviously. It sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in by yourself. Gotta stick together, man. This is a harsh school, harsh world. Yeah, very harsh with you around. He misses my true meaning as he leans back, satisfied I'm sympathetic to his cause. Better get down to work. Good. Didn't have to deal much with him. I don't like Kenji. He's like very, very annoying. And he looks like he should be in his own anime show. Finished. Looks like I am too. Good job. Two of us connect up the lines of our patterns, mine being as close a copy as I could manage of hers. With a grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako and myself, there's only Kenji left finishing off a sign, as well as Lily and a couple of students talking among themselves in the classroom. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise, it's getting pretty late. Oh, they're lucky they blurred out the clock. I was about to say what time it was. Need a hand? I have her hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. If her scars extend even to there, how much of her body was burned? I feel a pang of guilt about it, however, as she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing that I mean the banner. Does, I guess. Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result, just as I do. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on desks and shelves, it's much easier to get to Lily as we cross the room. We finished the banner. I guess that's all that needs to be done. Lily gives an appreciative nod. Thank you, Hisao, Hanako. If there's any way I can thank you, it's fine. Beats sitting in my room studying at any rate. I don't mind either. She nods before suddenly remembering one last person. Oh, is Kenji still here? Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room. Yeah, just finished. carefully slides a sign onto an empty section of shelf to dry before quickly walking past us and out the door. She says, I need to get back to my conspiracies. I need to get back to my graphs and puppets. See you, man. Bye. The remaining two students say their goodbyes to Lily before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us. Well, I guess that's everyone. Okay, I'm probably going to make just an hour-long video out of this one because I want to try to get to Act 2 because we're already on like part 6 or 7 and still not even close, I think. I hope we don't have to do anything like that again, working past school time. Indeed, the class's plans for this year were ambitious, maybe too ambitious. Stall looks nice though. She's right. Shows that a lot of work's gone into them. My, I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that. At least now there's not much work to do until the festival itself. It's getting pretty late. Should we go? That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well, Hisao? Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. The nighttime lighting really makes the gardens look quite different. Compared to the usual look of lush greenery, things are much more calm. Being that it's so late, the lack of students around probably helps. The odd one or two can be seen scurrying to and from the dorms trying to is that Eek? It's probably the most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is our footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after a mad rush during school. Without even noticing, I let out a small yawn. Ah, damn it, Hassan. Making me yawn. Just the word yawn is enough to set one off. What time is it anyway? 1:26. I almost recorded for like an entire hour, 2 hours. Actually, I think I did record for 2 hours. Because I started at like 11:30 and now it's 1:26. Tired? Yeah, still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The Thinglish is gonna took me kind of off guard though. I gripped my teeth a little at the candid mention of their rather public spat. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it. About that, I'm sorry about it being so public. Shizuna and I go back some ways. Her voice seems slightly irritated as she remembers Shizune, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glance at Hanako for her views on this, but her expression is, unsurprisingly, evasive and difficult to read. Either way, I guess her apologizing for it is something, even if my curiosity goes unanswered. I'll be glad once the festival is over in any case. The change of topics welcome, clearing the thickening air quickly. And imagine, my old school's festivals were a lot more low-key than this. Yamaku stresses the idea of a school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals and such special occasions. And yet the students are the ones who do the work. What an unfair world. Hanako and Lily both chuckle in agreement, savoring the fact that none of the staff are around to hear our grumbling. I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Yamaku compared to there. Yamaku is more relaxed. That'd go a way towards explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. The transitions are random. As we come up to the dormitories, it eventually comes time to leave for our respective rooms. See you, Lily, Hanako. The two both give polite nods before setting off to the women's dorms just next to the guys. As it As is to be expected of such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Oh, trust me, there will be shenanigans. Walking past him, I quickly stretch out my arms and rub my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long, before walking to my room. Oh, I need to get comfortable. My legs hurt. Oh, shit. God damn it. Stretch. Oh, shit. Oh, I just cracked my knee. Damn it. See. Oh, oh, excuse me. Get a pillow for fucking leverage so I can stay sitting. Well, stay in good posture to do this recording. Feels good to actually have direction, though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework, and teachers seem almost a blessing. I guess as things, I guess if things continue like this, my time at Miyamaku might turn out okay. Feeling tired as I set my alarm clock to wake me up as late as I can afford, while still making it to the first class. The nurse's voice is almost nagging in the back of my head about morning jogs. I make a resolution to make up for it by going for a walk after school tomorrow. Emmy won't care either way, I bet. Ah, chapter change. Ah. Wait, no morning comment? Oh my god. Wake up and take a hot shower. Back in my room, the first thing I see is the familiar row of medication bottles lined up on top of my dresser, and it makes me depressed as usual. It's annoying. I thought I was okay. I thought I had made my peace with this thing, gotten over it. But what I really did, I allowed myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it is only going to do so much. I've done this before for months. It seems like this. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it is a life in progress. This is how I'll rationalize it. I down the usual handful of pillows, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head. Then I prepare to head out to class early as usual. Please, no, Ken. No, no, no! As I step into the hallway, I notice Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way to his own room with a large bag. As he sneaks past me, soundlessly like a ninja hiding in plain sight, call out to him. Hey. He jumps at the sound of my voice. Good! Oh, hey man, didn't notice you there. I'm really tired. I think it's more like he didn't see me, but that's not the issue. Where have you been this early? Shopping? Nah, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I have to visit the math teacher. Yeah, you lying ass. Figured it would be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want. So then, what's in the bag? Funyuns and condoms. I thought I'd go shopping while I was outside. You just said you didn't go shopping. I need supplies to continue the fight against the vast feminist conspiracy. Okay. Thought you didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. I decided to not point out that he is not wearing a hat. An awkward silence settles between us, and then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room and then closes the door. He's got a body in there. What's in the bag, son? Funyuns and condoms. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out a test date, trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent. I never study. Oh. Just want to know when the next test day was. I'm still going to take it, duh. I need to know so I know what day I can't afford to skip class. Usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I had to step out and check up on it. Why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone? I don't carry a phone. What do you mean that you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home? Nah, I don't use phones. Don't have a phone. Phones? I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? Can you? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone? No phono. No bueno. Ugh. Just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. Don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. But basically, when I hear phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined, ominous, life-altering doom call. 7 days, motherfucker. Or I was beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly I can't remember it. Beaten in the head. Well, where else could I get beaten with a phone that would make me unable to remember it? The ass? I don't know. Maybe you could have, like greatest freak out ever moment where where the dude tried to sodomize himself with a fucking TV remote. I don't know. Unexpectedly logical. I feel very depressed now. Sensing this conversation is more or less over, Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. God, you're gonna lag the recording. Hey, you need some lip balm? I accidentally bought two because I thought the store had started selling individual double A batteries. Thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. I swear he's homosexual. I swear. God damn it! I didn't even read that. I'm getting sloppy. For a change, I'm not among the first ones to come to the morning class. He swiftly. Oh, that's what's happening now. Damn it! He swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to class. And then I read that already, so yeah, we're good. For a change, I'm not among the first ones to come to the morning class. He said almost everyone else seems to be here already. I recognize most of my class by their faces by now, though the names escape me still. Class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I have even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overtly attentive. First days I was pretty high strung in class. Watao finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival. So as you know, the festival is on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds. Games and fried food, fucking Misha. Everyone bursts out in laughter, and so do I. Yes, thank you, Mikado. Oh, come on, I didn't even... But what I meant was more the reminder of his sentence is... the remainder of his sentence is buried beneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Matao deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down like, motherfucker. It's crowded in the hallway, or as crowded as hallways in this school probably get. Most of the students seem to be heading down for the cafeteria. Oh, hello. Hisao. I'm going to make you a one-time only super extra special lunch offer. Amy's homemade lunch boxes, and the privilege of enjoying them in private with two bombshell beauties. That was oddly appropriate. her, her overly flirtatious sales pitch echoes in the hallway, a remarkable feat since it's full of people. Amy strikes a very confident looking pose as though as an attempt to one up her own ridiculousness, puffing her very modest chest and making the V for victory sign with her hand. Sounds delicious. And so, what do I owe this honor of being invited? You stood there looking really lost and sad, so I thought you could use some company. This is probably the most depressing reason imaginable. So, how about it? You're probably really lonely and would eat that awful cafeteria food all alone otherwise. Eh. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Sure, I'll have your lunch offer with pleasure. Let's go to the roof. The roof? The roof is on fire. Why the roof? Because that's where we eat lunch. If I don't get up there, then she'll probably wander off, and then I just know she'll go hungry because she never packs a lunch for herself. Who will? Come with me. Without answering my question or waiting for a response, she grabs me by the arm and drags me through the hallways. In an attempt to make conversation on the way. Why do you have an extra lunch? She smiles guiltily. Actually, it's yesterday's lunch. I slipped in a run at lunch and forgot to eat it. Huh. The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, I think. Dilapidated? But it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door, complete with missing padlock. Wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed the lock. Emmy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling down the stairs. Hello. Yipes. Not yikes, but yipes. Yipe! You scared me, Rin. Wait, isn't she? Hello. It's just like, hello. Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me. You two know each other? I look confusedly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Rin has turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school. Didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. This awkward silence lasts only for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the coincidence off. I invited in Hisao for lunch. If you know him, that's just better. Oh, does this mean I don't get food? Or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Neither. I have food for 3. Nice thinking. They walk to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. There's nobody else but us here. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in other schools. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. Small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain link fence to take a look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle and at the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Somewhere a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the small town feel strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of big metropolises seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depended on it, or get their sensors overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine. Looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from home all came so suddenly. I haven't had time to think about how I felt about it. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to the open, I feel warmth touching my back. Okay, you know what, for you guys, I'll do one more recording today, but I have to stop it here just to, you know, make sure this recording doesn't go over. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next recording.